Welcome back to Bedford Falls, year 32 spring. This is episode 14. In the last episode, we looked at the rural market and we didn't have enough stone to get that completed. So the central market is the same. We're lacking on stone over here. We've no stone coming in. We have got some people collecting stone, but I think it's about time that we started building a quarry and maybe also a mine. You can find both of these in the resources. These are under ores and minerals, mines and quarries. So we've got a small quarry and a large quarry. I'll just give you an indication of how large big one is. That's quite an expanse. The small one we will fit in here, which we've already done the roads for. And the other ones that we'll need, we don't need the copper one, tin ore, stone and salt mine, iron ore and coal mine. That would be a good one to get. So that one might go there, or we might put it behind this one here. Let's just have a look. Yeah, that should be able to fit that one behind there. That's the iron ore and coal mine. So this whole expanse round here is going to be mining and quarrying. So let's have a look at the quarry in a second. First of all, what I want to do is look at the ratio. We've got 35 adults now because some of the students have turned into adults. So we've got a few more workers. We did have 9 in there. I'll put the 2 shoremen back in because we are lacking in building supplies. If you look in the town hall, we don't have any building supplies, so that needed to go back in. We should get some building supplies through now, so we've got 2 shoremen going through there, and I also added in 2 traders to make up the full quarter of 4 out of 4. So we should be able to trade for quite a lot of things. We can see we've got a trader that's come in here. Let's just have a quick look what he's giving us. Silver ore, tin ore, fire bundle. We can get those ourselves. Is there anything in here that we really need? Statue. He doesn't have a statue, I don't think. So we're okay on that. We don't really need anything that we can't produce. Gemstones, a rough gemstone. Let's have a look at that one. Let's ask him to bring that next time. So we can't do anything trade-wise there. We don't want to do anything trade-wise there. Let's dismiss him. So, back to the houses. We can unlock one of these houses because we've got a good ratio. So we'll unlock this one. And we've also started work on a drawbridge. You can see how many logs that's taken because it's right across the lake. So the drawbridge is going to be the centre, the town centre, where we're going to put in a lot of different things and people can have a promenade and walk round. Let's just check that drawbridge out. So the drawbridge will be going across here. This one, that needs to be built. The logs are all in place. That needs to be built. We've got 158 to do. That will go across to the other side and cut that in half. And we'll have some walkways around, some promenades, maybe some restaurants with canopies at the front where people can sit out and enjoy the view. That's going to be one for the future, but the drawbridge is the one that we want in place to start with. So we're going to develop all this lake here, but that is for the future. So we've got the wooden house started. Just put that on 1. Drawbridge can go on 1 as well. The rural market, we need stone, obviously. Central market, we need stone. We have got a little bit of stone coming in now because we're not using that, but the wooden house will take the 8. So let's put in the quarry. I'm going to, like I say, at the start, we're going to put it in here. So let's drop that down. You can upgrade the quarry and you can reclaim the land. So the quarry is going to take 50 logs. We've got plenty of those, and we've got 50 lumber. I think we've got about 72 left. So this one is going to drop in there. That's a small quarry. Running out of places to put these, so that's why we need to get the houses built, then we can get them out the way. So we've got one house there. A tiny shack is also going to get built. One, two. Let's get this one done. These are the tiny shacks over here. So we want a little bit of housing around this industrial park. Then people don't have far to travel to get to their jobs. This is the blacksmith. We've got 3 people in there. One's a kilnman and one's a fuel refiner. They're working on the industrial estate. If we go down here, we can have a look at paths. We click paths, click on the house, and that'll tell you where they are working currently. So they're not too far from home. This one, 2 workers, one working over here in the fuel refinery and one in the brickworks. They tend to go close to home, so we do need another couple of shacks, or maybe all 3 shacks opening up. So this one is the small quarry. That should get built fairly quickly. And we need to develop some area behind there for the next one, which is going to be the mine. So this land has already been flattened out. We can get rid of that. Put a road in where I want the quarry to end. I think maybe here would be a good point. That's going to be a 3 wide road as well. And then we have, behind those, we have room for the ore, the iron ore and coal mine. So we will need some of these. Stone cutters, let's just read that for us. Surface mine for mining ore and coal. Upgraded versions allow the ground to be reclaimed on removal. Stone cutters work here, not miners. So I think that might be, it seems a little bit odd to me, that, but we'll try and develop the iron mine. This one is going to go a few back, then we can put some resources in there as well. So the iron mine, iron ore and coal mine, to be exact, that can drop in as well. And that one can go down here. So we have got a lot to do in terms of building. Let's just check on the professions. We've got 55 currently active. We've only got 2 builders. Waiting for one of these to come through, and then we can maybe add another builder. So what do we want done first? We certainly want the quarry. That's going to be one of them. This one can probably wait, so we can put that on pause. Drawbridge is not essential for the time being. We can pause that. Wooden house we'd like to get done, and the tiny shack we would like to get done. So we've got 1 builder on the wooden house. 1 should come through on these, the tiny shack and the small quarry. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Next episode, we can develop a little bit more of the land. Let's have a look at some of the other buildings that we can construct. So in construction, we don't need a saw pit. We don't need a lumberyard. Another sawmill might be handy. We've got a water wheel sawmill that could be in place. Shipyard. Brickworks we've got. Homeware supplier is interesting. We've got a building supplier. On this one, a metalsmith, small iron smelter, a city blacksmith, which is one up from the other one. We can upgrade the other blacksmith, and this one is a foundry. Then in this we've got fuel refinery, which we already have. Here are precious items production. So we've got gem cutters. So gem cutting cuts the polished rough gemstones into precious gemstones. And then we've got a melting house here. On the crafting side, we need a joiner, a potter, a chandler, statue carver, a ropery, we've got glassworks, and we need a cooper. And then this one, tannery, a bedding maker, a fibre watermill, a weaver's, seamstress, and a tailoring company, that which is a bit bigger. So we've got a lot of buildings that we still need to do. That's in refined production. On this one, we've got a shore house, we've got a silkworm to get, all the mines and quarries in there we've already had a look at. This one is the luxuries production, so this is your pubs and gardening inn, coffee house. That's for a lot further down the line. Then we've got some themed sets where we can build walls and native items, old buildings and old castle. In the old buildings we have quite a lot of things as well. Bakery, that's also in the food production. So food gathering, food refining, see the bakery is in there, and then we've got a lot of these other things. But there are a lot of constructions to do, yeah, health and healing, worship and remembrance, and civic buildings. Quite a lot of civic buildings that you can get your hands on. Decoration is all in there, obviously. And plenty of housing as well, plenty of different housing. So that's it for this episode. The housing over here is done. Can get rid of that. And the tiny shack will probably be next. So thanks very much for watching. This is episode 14. Hope to see you in the next one.